What's up, YouTube? So I want to come through and talk about Tika Sumpter's and Rihanna's respective interracial swirling dilemmas. All right. And this video is more so going to concentrate on Tika Sumpter's dilemma versus Rihanna's dilemma, but I still want to include Rihanna's situation as well. All right. So about at least 4 weeks ago, Rihanna caught some slack from Ti and a couple of other folks because she's in an interracial relationship with I believe he is um, Arabic. I don't know exactly from which country, but Arabic billionaire, and you know some black men. Ti for some reason. I don't know where Ti come from, but he wasn't feeling it. He low key kind of posted a little shady comment when another person had came for Rihanna. Well, he had posted a comment in response to somebody defending Rihanna. A black woman had came through when Rihanna was getting criticism, and she was like, "Well, Rihanna hasn't bashed black men in the process of doing this." And then Ti swoops in and says, "How do you know?" you know, but when black women, start, not even really divesting, but exploring options. But some people may view it as divesting. But exploring options, that's what tends to happen, right? And really, that's a good thing, you know. Um, it may not seem like a good thing at the moment and at the time, but it shows that folks are paying attention to you and folks are um, worried about you. Maybe not in the exact way you want them to be, but again, they're paying attention to you. Because here's the thing, you usually don't see folks when, say, the black woman gets with a black man. You don't really see that being pushed up and uplifted as much, or even any attention put on it as much, right? I mean, occasionally you'll get like, "Oh, black love," and then they want to come through with all, preaching about black love, and we gotta save black love. Black women, it's up to you to save black love. You gotta be down for a black king. You gotta ride and die for a black king, baby. And many black women, are willing to do it. And many black women like, yes, yes, super mammy to the rescue. I'm gonna save you, my black king. All right. So you got that whole aspect going on, and I really don't even think that was even so much the case with Rihanna, because comparing Rihanna's situation to Tika Sumpter's situation, I think Rihanna may have gotten it a little easier for a couple of reasons. But for one, I do think that perhaps maybe like her skin tone, that whole light skin privilege thing, sort of low key was at play there too. Because not to say that all black women don't get dragged at one point or another, but I feel like when it comes to like darker skinned black women, especially darker skinned black women who look good and who ain't on that mammy pick me mule ride or die baby mama bullshit, and they are divesting and they're swirling, dating outside of their race, whatever you want to call it, folks are going to be pissed. Black men, but also black women are going to be pissed at you too. All right, because that's what I kind of more so want to concentrate on in this video. I'll speak on like black men. We already know what's up with that, but notice though when the swirling black women be getting attention from black men though, right? When they be dating, then it's all like, "Oh, you should be with a brother, sister, like a sister." A beautiful sister like you, a black shea butter goddess, needs a black king in her life. All right? What you gonna do with Brad over there? Right? So you get all that type of shit now, right? But then you got the black women who come at other black women who swirl, which to me, I'm still like, where does that really come from? Like, why is that even a thing? Because I don't think, when it comes to black men, not to say that a black man ain't never criticized another black man who swirled, but I don't know, it's different though. It usually has to take a bit more than just him swirling. It usually has to deal with him like saying something foul about black people, you know, being on some straight up coon shit while doing it, right? But for black women, it seems like, just the fact that another black woman is swirling, that tends to trigger some black women, you know. Um, and, I really think that those women who become triggered by other black women who are swirling tend to be black male identified black women. And I think, and what I mean by that phrase is like, I think while they are female, I think on a like subconscious mental level, they identify as black males. And considering how the community treats black women at times when it comes to, the whole princess warrior thing, I could see that being valid and being at play. All right. Because again, with the warrior princess thing, it's like, oh, the princess, she's feminine, right? And that's when black women are in princess mode, that's when she has flipped on the feminine switch, right? Yep. But when she's in warrior mode, that's when she has turned off the feminine switch. And then it comes more so into masculinity now, right? And I think sometimes when it comes to black women, sometimes they're in situations when they just can't flip on this feminine switch. And they have been in that situation so much that it's almost like, well, is there even a feminine switch? you know, forgot about the damn switch, right? But I will say, I think when black women are put into situations when they can be feminine, then they will be feminine and, do what, women typically do. For the most part, there's exceptions to the rule, this, that, and the third, of course. But I feel like that's the case though, right? Like when black women are with men, whether they're black men or non-black men, the man that she's with, hopefully, triggers the princess switch, the feminine princess switch, right? Which, and many times that is the case, with especially when it comes to perhaps black women who swirl, and many black women are even well, I won't go there. That this video I ain't gonna go there, but some black women who swirl, feeling like, well, they're in a situation where they can be feminine, right? When, they don't have to worry about things that typically the men worry about, right? They don't have to do the things that typically men are supposed to do, right? They're in a situation where they can be feminine, thus they are feminine, But if you're not in a situation where you can be feminine, then you can't. That's a bit of a sidebar, but I think it still relates, right? So I say all that to say that, when you are a fly, black woman, especially a fly, dark-skinned black woman who ain't on the baby mama, mule, pick me, ride or die, baby mama bullshit, right? And you are, not dating black men exclusively, there's going to be a problem, right? And folks ain't going to like that, right? And they don't like it because I don't, it's hard to say, but I think for black men, it's like, okay, this, very desirable black woman isn't, you know, either exclusively dating black men or considering black men, or not at all dating black men or considering black men, when it comes to dating. And, black men kind of feel some sort of a way about that because they, honestly tend to be low key used to the dating situation being skewed in their favor. Even though, oddly enough, these, black men tend to date out at twice the rate of black women, even though the dating situation in the black community for black women is not skewed in their favor. It's skewed against them. It's strange. Like, even when it's in your favor, it's still like, well, what's the excuse now? you know, like, how could you not find a black woman? Shit. You know. But these mules, these pygmies, and these mammy types, they really do be getting on my nerves, especially when it comes to situations like this, because they always want to jump in and run interference for some reason, right? Either, well, in this case, I don't think they're running interference, but they are like, low key going after, black women who swirl just because they swirl, not because they've done some type of coon shit, some coontastic bullshit. It's just because they swirling, right? And then some people may argue, well, swirling in itself is coonish. And that's an argument, but, me personally, I think it takes a bit more than just that, for both black men and black women, right? Because, like, again, this is just me personally, right? I tend to let swirlers live, their swirly life in swirltopia. I tend to not really go after swirlers, again, unless they're just straight up cooning on some coontastic fuck shit. Then, at this point, like, you got to be taken down. You got to be taken to the side. Something got to happen. We can't just have you out here just wilding out of control. We can't have no wild ass coon on the loose. All right. Yeah. But like, some of these black women want to come through and shame other black women. Not only for swirling, but also, not wanting to, quote unquote, hold a brother down, right? You don't want to struggle with a brother. You don't want to struggle with the black kings. How you call yourself a black queen and you ain't down for a black king? And these are the women saying this to the women, right? And, then some black women be just like, I do anything for my black king, all right? Shoot, anything. I don't need no wedding ring from my black king. That white people shit. It's like, shoot, a black king can be anything. All right, a black king can be a garbage man, a janitor, a convicted felon. A black king can be anything. You need to uplift a black king. All right, you need to struggle with him. Don't be afraid of no struggle, love, sister. Especially with these older black women, and we trying to preach to these younger black women, and if that's what they preaching. Like, you gotta struggle with your black king, my young sister. Because us black queens, we ride or die. We loyal. We steadfast. All right. So that's what you got to do to get yourself a black king, my young sister. And some of the young sisters eat it up, and some of them are just either like, or either somewhere along the way they are eating it, but then they're like, wait a minute, this shit ain't right. This shit don't taste good. And either they're just spitting it out, or either they're just having to throw it up. Somewhere along the way, they, sometimes it may take a minute for them to wake up. Like, I can't, this some shit right here. This ain't no chocolate. This is just straight up shit. I can't believe I just ate some straight up shit. Yeah. But in regards to Tika Sumpter and Rihanna. I kind of feel like Rihanna may be more of the coon actually than Tika Sumpter, but I feel like, again, because of this whole light skin privilege factor that goes in, I feel like, and plus people like Rihanna, and she's really popular. I feel like people will excuse her cooning quicker than they would excuse Tika Sumpter's cooning, you know. And then people brought up like, oh, Tika Sumpter, she has filed colorism complaints, and she's with a white man. Sister. All right. Then it's like this whole situation. Then they were like, some folks were even low key like, coming after her daughter that she has with the man. Like, like, is it really? Do you have to really take it there? Then it's like, I want some black power children up in here, up in my house. Black power with a black king, sister. Brad can't do what a black king can do for your sister. You know, And in regards to this whole colorism thing, all right. Here's the thing with this colorism thing and these complaints, all right. There are women who swirl who file colorism complaints, black women, and there are black women who don't swirl who file colorism complaints, all right. Neither one of those groups have their colorism complaints even really acknowledged at all, let alone actually addressed and solved. All right. So don't let them run that game on you. Right? Whereas like, oh, you may be thinking, oh, if only I wasn't a swirler. Right? Don't let them run that game on you. They ain't addressing anybody's colorism complaints but their own. All right, their own colorism complaints they'll take seriously, and they'll push that in the community, and black women will go along with that. Right, right. Like, when a light-skinned nigga getting more shine than them, or more airplay than they ass on the radio or some shit like that, then, you'll hear some colorism complaints, or, getting more shine in the media because of some athleticism or whatnot. You'll hear some bullshit, some colorism bullshit from that, right? And, sometimes they may not even call it colorism, nevertheless, it most likely is colorism. And as well, like, something that I often see is like black women who want to file black men, specifically darker skinned black men's colorism complaints for them. And I'm like, are you that desperate for some validation from these niggas? Yes, you are. Like, these niggas are grown ass men. All right. And the way that you hype up these niggas need to be handling their own shit at minimum. Really, they need to be handling this whole damn community and getting it back up to par. Well, getting it up to par. Because again, like, where's all this, black dark masculinity, right? When we really need some masculine shit done in the community, right? Like, when we need to get these young black men in line. Where the fuck these niggas at, right? When we need to raise these black kids, both the daughters and the sons. Where these niggas at, all right? When we need some shit built, some infrastructure, right? Some manly man shit, right? Where these niggas at? All right. And that's, really a whole nother video, but that's pretty much like a big part of my beef with that whole bullshit right there. It's like, well, I don't even think black women really know what masculinity is. As sad as this sounds, as fucked up as that sounds, I don't even think a lot of black women know. Some do, but I think like a lot of black women, I don't even think they really know what masculinity really involves and what it is really about, right? Because low key, a lot of black women think that they damn masculine and that they can, just square up with a dude, And the way that this community is kind of, set up and putting black women in masculine roles, that kind of makes sense. Because, like, hell, I'm doing all this man shit. Black women start feeling themselves thinking they damn super black woman. Goddamn super black Wonder Woman and shit. And then, when they run into a nigga that, is not so chivalrous, you know, and to put hands on their ass, then, they kind of, wakes them up a little bit. All right. But yeah, to sum it up, beware of these mammy pick me mules types. Watch out for them. All right. They do not mean really. I'm like, they need to get kicked off the team, black women. Something has, like, some type of a separation, a strong separation has to occur there. When it comes to the women who ain't the mammy pick me mule, ride or die baby mamas, and the ones that are. All right. You know, and as well, the mammy pick me mule it has a trickle down effect as well, as I mentioned before. All right, it affects a lot more than just this situation. It affects a lot of other situations as well. Right. Um, yeah. But I'm gonna sum it up. Bring this video to a close. But real black queens sacrifice for they black kings, though. All right. So Tika, Sumpter, and Rihanna, they ain't no black queens. They need to be with black kings. All right. Okay. Don't be scared now. Don't be scared of no struggle love. Because when you with a black king, all right, struggle love ain't a thing when you with a black king. All right. Shit. And don't be looking for no wedding ring either, sister. Don't be, badgering him for no wedding ring, sister. Be happy with what he give you. All right. Be happy with what he give you. Just be happy he with you. Be happy that he in your house, sister. Hold a black man down. Hold a black king down. All right. And stop looking for money all the time. Stop being so superficial. All right. Some of you you younger sisters, especially, looking for money from your black king. Right? It's not what you can do. It's not what your black king can do for you. It's what you can do for your black king, sister, young sister. All right. When your black king say jump, you say how high. All right. Don't backmouth him. All right. That's how you keep your man. that's that's what they really mean. But I'm going to bring this video to a close. Thanks for watching. Adios and goodbye for now. And also let me know what you guys think in the comments section. All right. But thanks.